Hello, my name's Josh. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I've recently been through a divorce. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about just kind of the healing journey that happens in divorce and some of the frustrations that come in that healing journey. I remember at one point in time thinking to myself, kind of like, in really simplistic terms, like healing was going to be a journey, almost like a map on Dora the Explorer, if you ever watched that with your kids. I knew where I was. I knew off in the distance, in my mind, there was this huge forest, if you will, in between me and some castle at the end. Of that castle represented being healed and feeling good and great about myself and being where I wanted to be. And there was this forest in the way, and I had this map. And unfortunately, what I realized was that it wasn't a straight line from where I was to that castle. That would have been really convenient, but that's just not how it was. So I needed this map, but ultimately this map only gave you general directions. It didn't give you any specific directions. And so you learn, or at least I learned going through the healing process, that one of the things I had to have was patience. I would get frustrated at times because I would feel like, why am I not over this yet? Or I'm tired of hurting, or anything that kind of comes along with that. And in the end, the answer would always come down to, you just need to have patience. The work is happening. The healing is happening. It just takes some patience. One of the things that I learned with the pain that comes with divorce, and really this could be said of any kind of deep pain that we feel in our lives, is that it is a real challenging thing to deal with because you can't force it to happen. I would think like on this journey, it's like a stubborn mule. You can't push it, you can't force it, you really can't pull it, because whether you push it, it resists you, and if you pull it, it resists you. It doesn't matter what you try to do to force it along the way, it is going to resist you. It's going at times to fight back. And even if it reluctantly agrees to go along with you, say you can kind of coerce it into going along, you'll find that it's going to make you pay down the road. On the other hand, I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't ignore the pain. I couldn't neglect the pain, because sometimes you get frustrated and you're like, okay, that's it. I'm not dealing with this anymore and I want to walk away from it. But when I neglected it, or when I walked away from it, it always came back, because it would just sit. The pain would just sit and then fester, and it was going to come back, and it was going to make itself known again, and most likely in a way that I did not like. And so here I was in this tough position. I couldn't push it. I couldn't force it. On the other hand, I couldn't neglect it. I couldn't walk away from it. So the only thing that I could do was be patient, was to let the pain move at a pace that was good for it to move. Now, that doesn't mean I couldn't encourage it. That doesn't mean I couldn't do things like self-care and pies. And all of those things were actually aiding in the healing process. But I couldn't force it to happen. I couldn't go to the gym and have a workout and just be done. Oh, I worked out, all the pain is gone. That's just not how it was going to work. There was no one book I was going to read that was going to make the pain all go away. It was a conglomeration of things that I was going to have to do to help in that process. But all of it required patience, and requires patience to this day. So there are definitely times when I was in the divorce journey and everything else that it feels like one step forward, two steps back, sometimes two steps forward, one step back. Sometimes you're halfway up the mountain and you feel like you fell all the way back down the mountain, and you've got to get your way back up to where you were again. And it can be frustrating. It can be challenging. It can be hard. It can try you to the very soul of your very soul. But we just have to have some patience. Because if we're patient and we keep doing the things that we know are the right things to do for ourselves, in order to heal ourselves, in order to heal our children and everyone else that's involved, then if we're just patient, we tend to make much better decisions. At least I tend to make much better decisions. I tend to remember things like, oh yeah, I need to do the self-care. I need to, maybe I need to pray a little bit more. Maybe I need to focus on others a little bit right now. Whatever the thing may be, if I'm patient, I tend to notice the things that I should probably be doing a little bit more of. But if I'm not patient, I grow frustrated. And when I grow frustrated, that's when I'm definitely going to make mistakes. But part of the patience is also to realize that this is a journey we've never been on before. So mistakes are going to be made in this process. And that is okay. And I've talked about being gentle with ourselves. But along with that being gentle is being patient. Just being patient with ourselves and being patient with this process and understanding that this is just a learning process. And that if we'll just be patient with ourselves and be patient with the Lord, that maybe He knows what He's doing, and that we're not being healed immediately. Because yes, does the Lord have the ability to heal us immediately? Absolutely, He does. But He's not, and He's not for a reason. So maybe we should be patient with that as well, that we have lessons to learn, and we'll learn them in the right time if we keep doing the right things. Anyways, that was one of the lessons that I learned along the way. And I still get frustrated at times. I still, get upset with myself and whatnot. But we need to be patient in this process. It takes time. It just does take time. And that's okay. Anyways, my name's Josh. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This channel is not endorsed by the church. All of my thoughts are my own. I'm not a counselor or a therapist. I'm just learned a few lessons along the way and hoping that maybe they can help you too. Thanks.